welcome back to Dragonfall. We had a rough battle, but we survived, so I guess we'll open the holding cell and see who we've got here. Oh, not even gonna have the chance. Alright. From the description your client gave you, this must be your target, the rigger, Thorvald Enstad. You can see him waving and pounding on the plastic of his cell door, but from where you're standing, the scene is eerily silent. He looks like he's had a rough go of things. One of his eyes has been blackened and his lower lip is split wide open. That seems tame, actually. Not particularly surprising, given the temperament of his captors. No, it is surprising, because of the temperament of his captors. Why is he not, like, have his guts being pulled out of him by some horrible machine or something? The only incongruous element is his outfit. He's decked out head to toe in patched black riding leathers. A pair of oversized studded combat boots shine in the halogen glare of the cell's lighting panels. From his style of dress, it's obvious that this dwarf is not a corporate employee. He's a Shadowrunner. Yeah, that seems pretty obvious for a whole bunch of other reasons, too. This isn't some corporate goon, boss. Look at him. He's one of us. Is he one of us? Glory shudders, but holds her silence. Well, I trust Glory's judgment pretty firmly. Based on the discussions we've had with her, she seems to have a very good sense of people. And a supernatural one at that, so... Dietrich lays a hand on the bare metal of Glory's shoulder. She flinches, but only barely. When he speaks, his voice is soft. There by the grace of God, eh, love? Glory's eyes remain fixed on the rigger, who continues to hammer impotently on the door of his cell. It's like, is that what they mean? Impotently? I mean, I guess it's not inaccurate. It's not necessarily the word I would use, and yes, I know it's got other definitions other than the implied one. Something like that. Well, we can't go through this door, can we? Nope. Alright, well, it looks like we don't have an option. Our task is to kill him. Does that mean a battle? Don't know. For a second, I thought he had horns. Oh yeah, let's all pile in. This seems like a good idea. The door slides open and the stench of stale sweat assaults your nostrils. Enstad steps forward, his bloody lips curled into a smile. The soles of his boots squeak on the polished tile floor. Free at last, thank Christ. His smile widens into a sickly grin. Tar-stained teeth shine wetly in the light. Why? Oh, it probably means, I guess it means tobacco tar. Didn't think I'd warrant a rescue. Whoever sent you, thank him for me. So this is interesting because it has the talk option, which presumably allows him to try and beg for his life. Or try and negotiate for his life. Then there's draw your weapon, which implies begging at gunpoint. And because we, you know, make it pretty obvious we intend to kill him. And then there's just kill him, which seems to brook no argument. I'm curious what's going on with him. Afraid we're here to tie up loose ends, namely you. His eyes go wide. He raises his trembling hands in surrender. Whoa there, Chief. I don't know what your client told you. You said that your team botched a run, went loud too early, and got a lot of people killed. Us? We botched the run. That's bullshit, man. We did everything like we were supposed to, like always. It was that bastard's bad intel that got us hung out to dry. Sounds familiar. Please hear me out. I promise I'll make it worth your while if you do. Couldn't hurt to hear what he has to say. His hands clasped in front of him in a sign of supplication. You can see the terror in his eyes. I mean, this is a solid point. Our contract is to kill him. If we don't kill him, we fail the contract. We expended a lot of resources and we're probably not getting paid. Or it'll try and wrap it up in a different way. I'm still curious what he's gonna say. I would like to believe that if that's the case, and this is already basically a concluded decision, and the game already knows which way it's gonna end up going one way or another, which the game's very linear. That would be no surprise. I don't know. I suppose if he can make it worth my while, he might pay me a bunch, but why would he take the job if he has the money to pay me the money? Like, I'm probably delving too far into the economics of the world, but presumably he's not going to get paid for the job he just did. He's running the job because he has to. No Shadowrunner runs, well, only the psychotic Shadowrunners run jobs for fun. They run them because it's a subsistence economy, basically. So he doesn't have a lot to offer me. He certainly doesn't have the, 15,000 that we were supposed to get for this job. And I don't see how letting him go is going to result in us getting paid by some other means. I don't know. The whole thing is suspicious. Go ahead. Talk. Alright, okay. So we go in, right? Me and my team. We're doing just what the client told us to do. Well, that bastard forgot to mention that Pharma had a knight-errant security contract for the place. He told us there would be little if any resistance, so imagine our surprise when a KE response team kicked in the door and unloaded on us. Well, before I even read the responses, dude, it's a heavily secured base, and also you were supposed to make this quiet. So even with a knight-errant security contract, you shouldn't have had to deal with them. I don't remember this particular call out that they showed up because of the team started slaughtering the lab staff. But it does feel like the leading question. However, I like using my etiquettes. Quit trying to shift the blame. Adapting to unanticipated situations is part of a Shadowrunner's job description. Oh, for Christ's sake, what were we supposed to do? Thanks to Fuchs' bad intel, we left all the heavy ordnance at home. No collateral damage, he told us. Funny how little KE seemed to share his concern. Took them all of 2 seconds before they started lobbing grenades at us. Didn't they explicitly say that the people in that cell back there were wearing heavy armor? I mean, why would you wear heavy armor and not bring heavy weapons? Unless you did. I don't know, we only have his word. You know where I'm coming from, pal. I can see it in your eyes. You've been on jobs that went south before. The only difference between you and me is that you were lucky enough not to get caught. Well, no, that's not true. Look, I can see that you're skeptical. I get that. Can't blame you for it either. You don't know me from Adam. But I know one thing that you will understand. I'd like to offer you a trade. I've got a little toy hidden away. I managed to stash it before those knight-errant pukes took me. My own My own design, totally one of a kind. I call it a pain inducer. Grade A fun for the runner who has everything, and I guarantee you'll never find another. Let me live and it's all yours. I'll put a fucking ribbon on it for you. Then I'll disappear. Never bother any of you again. Scout's honor. Boss, I love new toys as much as the next guy, but we need the money more. 15,000 new yen jobs don't grow on trees. He nods slowly. 15, huh? I can match that. You let me live and I'll pay your wage. Plus the inducer. Hell, you could even tell your client I'm dead and bill him too. Double your earnings. What do you think about that? I mean, dude, surely they're not gonna not check. Otherwise, we could just not have even come here and told them we did it. Yeah, these are good questions. How'd you come by the 15 grand? I hit a big payday a while back. Put the extra cash in my rainy day fund. Trust me, pal, I can pay you the money. You help me out, and I'll transfer it to you myself. We just need to get back to the room where I stashed my PDA. What does this pain inducer do exactly? Induces pain. He snickers. It's a narrow-band microwave projector. Causes debilitating pain in a target and screws with the electrical systems of drones and the like. Think of it like a taser, only easier to use, meaner, and a whole lot more fun. I don't believe him, but I feel like I'm metagaming. It seems very convenient that he would just... Like, that's never happened before. Nobody ever makes a trade and says, hey, not only will you not have to kill me, but also I'll pay you your full wage and throw in a special gun and I'll disappear forever and you can double bill the guy. Like, I don't believe it. And I sort of wish Glory had piped up more because my impression is she really does not like him. I just don't believe him. I don't really like executing a guy, but no dice. Time to die. Oh. He's actually gonna try and punch me. Alright, well. Fine then. Enstad's lifeless body lies crumpled on the ground. His mouth is frozen open in a silent scream. That's that. Well, that was a bit anticlimactic, I have to say. Please don't tell me we have more guys to fight on the way out. Do I care to go back and find out if I was right? I kinda do. Let's make our exit and then we'll I want to check. Please nobody here, please nobody here. Where would he have stashed his PDA that we... Unless we... Uh-oh. Well, they don't seem aggressive. Oh, they do seem aggressive, but this is not combat. The leader of the group is an elf with age-in features. He's obviously a vat job. The bands of corded muscle that bulge out of his sleeves have a distinctly store-bought look to them. When he speaks, his voice comes out in a gravelly rumble. My, the intrepid Alice Omarda, with no rigor in sight. I must admit, I am surprised. Yeah, well, that makes two of us. Who the hell are you? Herr Fuchs sent us to check up on you. Given his recent troubles with Shadowrunners, this should not come as a surprise. The company man smiles and nods slightly. I shall return to him and report your task completed to my satisfaction. Good day. Well, the other guy could just be in the next room. You didn't do a very good check. But okay, so I'm going to assume that if I had taken the deal, we'd walk up here with this guy and either get directly in a fight or be forced to kill him. Maybe pick a side. Yeah. I still find it fucking hilarious that they just scale the guns up. So those shotgun shells are about the size of a 40mm grenade. All right, well. Yep. Suspicious indeed. All right. Let's get out of here. I don't think I need to reload and check anymore. Although, don't really like people checking on me. Not a fan. Let me do my job. You know? I don't tell you how to do your job. In transit. Your subway car is empty on the return to the Kriz Bazaar. The stretch of the sprawling U-Bahn tunnel system doesn't see much use, it seems. At least not at this hour. As the train rattles on, you find yourself lost in thought. Old memories creep, unbidden, into the forefront of your mind. Memories of Monica in the old days, and the crew that you used to run with. Memories of success and failure, of wealth and poverty, of good times and bad. Halfway back to the Kriz Bazaar, you are jolted out of your reverie by a buzzing sound. Your comlink. You're receiving a call. Your comlink buzzes. A quick glance at the screen tells you that Amsel is on the line. You pick up, and his voice fills your ear. Alice, I trust that I'm catching you at a good time? It's funny, because these are diametrically opposed. At least one of these must not be true. It can't be too loud and just fine. Yeah, I'm on the train back to the Kriz Bazaar. Good, I have news. In your absence, I've made contact with another prospective client, a rather elusive woman of Aztlaner descent. She calls herself Frau Mueller. Okay. She would not discuss the specifics of the job with me, but she did tell me what she was offering for the work. 36,000 new yen, an impressive enough sum to justify a consultation. When does she want to meet? In half an hour. Well, let me take a shower or something first, damn. If you're on the train back to the Kriz Bazaar now, you should make it time in here with... You should make it here in time... Let me try that again. If you're on the train back to the Kriz Bazaar now, you should make it here with time to spare. I insisted that if a meeting were to take place, it would have to be in a location of your choosing. Frau Mueller has agreed to this. Where should I tell her to meet you? This is an interesting choice that I did not expect to ever see. If she's willing to pay this much, she's probably desperate, but she does sound like she's probably of some higher class. She's paying us more than twice what this, this job we just did is about. So, meeting her in the U-Bahn seems unfortunate. Meeting her in the park seems kind of rude. I would like to believe that this choice isn't going to drastically affect things. So, I guess I'll meet her in comfort. Cafe says... I still don't know how to pronounce that. Altug's going to find out about this anyway. Might as well have this discussion in comfort. Noted. I will set up the meet. Alice, there's one other thing. You Your comm link cuts to static. A moment later, the lights in the U-Bahn car flicker and wink out. You hear the screeching sound of steel on steel, and the train grinds to a halt. Well, that's a hell of a thing. I think we may miss our meeting. Anyway, I think I'm gonna call the episode here, and when we come back, we'll exit the car and see what we're up against. Oh boy. See you guys then.